Hey everyone, it's Flak. Battle Royale has been king for a couple of years now. Games like Fortnite and PUBG have taken the world by storm, with the game mode even invading popular FPS games like Battlefield and Call of Duty. However, the days of Battle Royale supremacy might just be numbered. Call of Duty is turning heads this year with the upcoming release of Modern Warfare. This year's entry promises more gritty action and fast-paced gameplay, in addition to your standard fare of 6v6 multiplayer and larger game modes giving other games like Battlefield a run for their money. Modern Warfare is introducing a new game mode called Gunfight. With tactical 2v2 duels on small, tight maps, you might be wondering why I think Gunfight is going to take a big bite out of Fortnite and PUBG's player base, but they have a lot more in common than you might think. Although it's now in alpha on PS4, I was able to get hands-on Gunfight during Gamescom at Call of Duty's creator area to capture this footage. So, Gunfight and Battle Royale. On the surface, they seem quite different. For example, most Battle Royales feature 100 players on massive maps. Players explore and loot the countryside, fighting enemies in the ever-closing circle. Gunfight seems a far cry from this. However, when you look closely, there are a lot of parallels between Gunfight and Battle Royales. So first up, Gunfight takes place on small maps, pitting two teams against each other in a battle to the death. It's true, there aren't any shrinking circles in Gunfight, but the atmosphere here has all the gravity of the final battle in any Battle Royale. The play area is quite limited, with a timer supplying the necessary urgency to engage the opposite team. While it is true that Gunfight won't scratch a player's itch for adventure and exploring a map in the same way Battle Royale games do, it's still got plenty of compelling elements. There's no room for error in Gunfight, and both you and your teammate need to be on your A game. Every movement and every tactical decision needs to be carefully choreographed and communicated. Failure to do so will likely result in your team's elimination, and Battle Royales require this same kind of teamwork, whether it be in duos or quads. In Gunfight, it's the final circle every match, and when you really think about it, the final circle is the reason why gamers play Battle Royale games. It's the thrill of being the last left alive. Although the journey to the last battle is entertaining as well, the stakes get exponentially higher the closer you are to the end of a match. If Call of Duty Modern Warfare's Gunfight can reproduce that every round, it's got serious potential to be the next big thing. Next, like in Battle Royales, your loadout also varies in Gunfight. When looting the landscape in PUBG or Fortnite, you're likely to find a mix of weapons, grenades, and other gadgets. You make do with the best, even though they might not be your preferred choices. It's one of the key challenges with Battle Royale games, and it's basically the same with Gunfight. Although there are certain presets, you never quite know exactly which weapons you'll be handed next. From shotguns and SMGs to sniper rifles and light machine guns, Call of Duty's Gunfight will hand you some interesting combinations. Even rocket launchers make an appearance, while your equipment is varied as well. Unlike Battle Royale games, you're stuck with the weapons that Gunfight gives you. This makes the game mode all the more challenging. Players have to react quickly to this information, as it's only supplied at the beginning of a round, giving you very little time to formulate a strategy with your teammate. You must decide on a plan quickly, taking into account the best strategy for the current map and your current weapon loadout. There's also the issue of ammunition. Keeping track of ammo in Battle Royale games is important, and Gunfight players also need to pay close attention. While most matches are short and brutal, running out of ammo is a very real possibility if you're too reckless. The same thing happens in Battle Royale games, and in Gunfight there's no way to resupply except for grabbing ammunition from dead enemies or your fallen comrade. In fact, Call of Duty Modern Warfare's Gunfight game mode actually does some things much better than most Battle Royale games. For example, one aspect is downtime. One of the major stumbling blocks for Battle Royale games can be the waiting. If you're playing duos or squads and you're killed, you're liable to wait up to 15 or so minutes before your squad wins the match or is taken out. And that's tough. It's one of the many reasons some players, including myself, avoid Battle Royale games. Sitting there dejected over your death and powerless to help your buddies isn't exactly what I would call a fun experience. By contrast, Modern Warfare's Gunfight has a strict 40-second timer. If players remain alive by the end of the timer, that match goes to overtime. Overtime introduces an objective, and the first team to capture it or eliminate the other team wins. Alternatively, whichever side has the most health at the end of the 10-second overtime wins that match. This means if you get knocked out at the beginning of a match, you're likely waiting less than a minute to get back into the game. This mode's rapid-fire design keeps both the game's tempo up and yet somehow also makes it more forgiving. This is due to the fact that the first team to win 6 matches wins the game. If you make a poor play, you pay for it in the short term, but you have a chance to learn and improve as the game continues. Compare this to Battle Royales, which often have long loading screens, staging areas where you wait some more, and then a lengthy flyover sequence before the drop. Gunfight's short downtime and room for tactical gameplay will also attract the likes of Rainbow Six Siege players and even Call of Duty players who traditionally played other game modes like Search and Destroy. Gunfight's gameplay also shifts lightning quick. Matches go from an even 2v2 to outnumbered in an instant. One moment you're worried about the player in front of you, and then suddenly you're worried about the player who's likely behind you. Pincer moves are deadly, and you have to think on your feet to find a way to win solo. And if and when you do, it's incredibly rewarding, and you feel like you just got away with grand larceny. Meanwhile, Gunfight is also ideally suited to the budding esports market. Maps are small enough to allow for the creation of actual strategies, and the first to 6 wins game design can generate some tremendous back and forth excitement. This makes them fun to watch and easy to call for esports commentators. One of the reasons Battle Royale games have performed so well is that they're fun to watch. There's suspense and a rising tension as the game progresses. I had some great games at Gamescom that had come from behind wins, or took it down to the wire with the game's final match point. There's also a reason Gunfight is getting its own alpha separate to tests for Modern Warfare's other game modes. It's clear Activision and Infinity Ward believe in the mode's potential, and that's one of the best indicators of future success. If the developer and publisher believe in the game mode, they're likely to create tournaments and offer cash prizes, which in turn spurs more attention and coverage from fans and media in the video game sphere. During my time with Call of Duty Modern Warfare's Gunfight at Gamescom, I found it incredibly fun, fast-paced, and challenging. I would encourage you to try it out for yourself during one of the upcoming alphas and betas. If you're playing it right now on PS4, tell me what you think. And if you're not, are you looking forward to it? Tell me your impressions in the comments. And make sure to let me know if you think Gunfight can challenge Battle Royale for the crown this year. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, share, and subscribe. I've got a contest coming up for some sweet Blue Microphones gear, so make sure you're following on Twitter, Instagram, and all the other social media you'll find down below in the video description. And as always, thanks for watching.